Isn't it? Brandon Arnold, the National Taxpayers Union Executive Vice President. Brandon, what do you think of that?
Well, it is thinking outside the box, but I don't think in a positive way necessarily. Listen, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 provided a tremendous boost to the economy, higher wages, lower unemployment, low inflation. I don't know why he wants to come and snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. The goal here should be improve upon the 2017 law rather than flip over the table, start from scratch with a proposal that I think would be really economically destructive to the country.
Yeah, to get into the economic destructive part, and I give him kudos for, again, looking outside the box and the obvious revenue raisers and destroyers, but you could make a good argument that the more you throw tariffs on products from abroad, let's say, the less likely you're going to get people buying those products. So the revenue you expect is not the revenue you'll get. But what do you think?
Yeah, that's totally true. I mean, I think what President Trump wants to do here is relocate our manufacturing base, stop imports as much in the way of imports to boost our manufacturing base here in the United States. That's a noble goal. I don't think this is the way to do so. As you kind of allude to there, as people would shift their behavior from purchasing imported goods to buying domestically made goods, that may be good for the manufacturing base, but it's going to be really, really harmful for the tax base, because as people do that, they stop paying tariffs and we start to run up bigger and bigger deficit. So it's not a stable source of revenue the way that an income tax is. We get more revenue from an income tax as we generate more economic growth, opportunity, and jobs, which is what we want to produce, of course.
Brendan, it's been a kind of a weird week for, prominent newsmakers and the statements they made. I had Speaker Paul Ryan, who was there when obviously Donald Trump was in the White House, and he said whoever gets elected, whether it's Biden or Trump, and he's not keen on either, gentlemen, we're going to face a debt crisis. But then, lo and behold, about 24 hours after that, I'm hearing this from our Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen. I want you to react to this.
I think that if the debt is stabilized relative to the size of the economy, that we're in a reasonable place. The way I look at it is that we should be looking at the real interest cost of the debt. That's really what the burden is.
All right, a reasonable place. It's $34 trillion. That by anyone's math is not very reasonable. What did you make of that?
No, this is gaslighting 101 here. I mean, geez, look at the deficit right now. We're looking at multi-trillion deficits as far as the eye can see. We're going to be paying more on interest on the national debt this year than we will on defense or even on Medicare. The debt is out of control, and it's going to necessitate major cuts to benefit programs like Social Security, Medicare, if we don't get a handle on it. So, no, debt is out of control. The interest rates are making it much worse, but the overspending problem in Congress, as well as some demographic changes that are putting pressure on Social Security and Medicare, are an absolute catastrophe. It's a real crisis, and she's just burying her head in the sand here.
Well, both parties have done a good job of that, right? I mean, we've piled up this debt, and if this is the point at which we really, can't escape this, then they got to start coming up with plans, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And to say like a fiscal commission or some of the other ideas that have been put on the table, to completely be dismissive of those, I think is incredibly irresponsible. People that are saying we don't have a problem are actually making the problem much, much worse.
Well put. That is very well put. Brandon Arnold, thank you very much. Good seeing you again.
Thanks, Neil.
All right.